Let's talk about now. All right. When Scout talked about like should education system, should esports should be a subject in education system. What that मेरा opinion उस पर ये रहा है कि one it's stupid and I'll tell you why. ठीक है. अच्छा मेरा e-sport भी होना चाहिए.
This is the scenario if you are not taking into account what Varun just this mammoth of a horror story which Varun just described. Okay.
Yeah. It's very present. Like if we were to do changes right now, अगर कल परसों कोई बिल पास होने वाला था, what can we do? Let's discuss that. Okay. So this is what my opinion on it is like. अच्छा ई स्पोर्ट्स करोगे तो फिर मेन स्पोर्ट्स को भी हमको दो ना भाई. हमारा मेन स्पोर्ट भी है. मैं कितना अच्छा भागता हूँ. अच्छा तुम भागने को दे रहे हो तो देखो मैं कितना सही जेवलिन थ्रो करता हूँ. अच्छा तुम जेवलिन थ्रो को देख रहे हो तो देखो मैं कितना सही बॉलिंग करता हूँ. अच्छा तुम CSGO को दे रहे हो तो तुम देखो मैं this is what is gonna go down the route of like constant amount of specialization. इसको भी specialize करो ना, फिर इसको भी specialize करो ना, फिर इसको, and that will cause mass क्या कहते हैं, well if we actually go down with it, it'll be a lot of money. What I think rather than could be done is, this is what I've experienced. अगर मुझे कोई भी मेरी स्किल में ट्रूली मैं अगर सीखना है, मुझे 3 साल लगेंगे मास्टर करने को. कोई भी स्किल दे दे मुझे, ठीक है, एंड दैट्स नॉर्मल एवरेज किसी भी बंदे को दे दे कि तू 3 साल तक सिर्फ ड्रॉ करेगा. बाय द एंड ऑफ 3 years आफ्टर लर्निंग अडैप्टिंग ही विल बी वेरी गुड एट इट, राइट, एंड देन ही कैन मास्टर इट मोर एंड गो फर्दर हाउएवर ही वांट्स, राइट. What I want from education system, if they really want to go down the route of like master ये सब, what they need to introduce is just one thing, which is self discovery, which is जो अभी के education system में बहुत ज़्यादा lacking है. Teach the kid what they want to become, or like no, not what they want to become, what they would want to be. For the first I guess 20 years is हम लोग का वो foundation lay होता है, right, कि हम लोग foundation constantly lay कर रहे हैं, and then that 20 years decides what we are going to be for the rest of our lives. Try and help that it by the end of like 16, 17, maybe 18, the kid knows and he's already doing whatever he needs to do, and he can do that on his own. By the time he's 18, he can do that on his own. What you need to help the kid is to know what you want to do, instead of all this like bullshit of जो अपना traditional education system है.
Yeah, I think traditional education system is like down the drain. I'll tell you why. Things that are complex in nature, cannot be taught.
Yeah.
Like you cannot teach somebody from scratch things that are very complex. If you compare two people, right? I keep giving this example of swimming. If I give you books on swimming, if I give you gyan on swimming, and I never let you touch a pool ever in your life,
Right.
you're never going to be able to swim.
Right.
And I think it's the same thing with CS, right? Like the better, like compare two people. One guy who plays CS every day for 3 years, and one guy who's been given gyan on CS for 3 years.
Right.
The guy who plays CS every day is going to beat the shit out of this guy.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because our brain, again, it's a function of adaptation, right? Like I don't think when I'm playing Dota, I don't think before pressing a button. My finger goes there by itself. Right? Where I could really use help, and Dota has actually figured this out. They have a coaching system. Once you get to a point, you start making some mistakes. Right? It becomes part of your game. Like the mistakes become, like in Rocket League, I do this a lot. Like I make a mistake when I'm going up a wall. You first have to press the X button to jump, and then you have to boost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But I got into this bad habit where I'd start boosting and then jump. Okay, just it's a bad habit. So a coach is somebody that can look at you objectively and say, Varun, you're doing these 15 bad habits, and also you can add these 15 things that will be better. Right? And also here are drills you should do every day to help you get better at this because you're weak at this.
Oh,
Right? So
wow.
it's more like a personalized, like where this is found in athletics. If somebody's learning football, what does the football team have? It has a coach. It's a physical therapy guy. The coach's job is to find weaknesses and say, bro, your teamwork sucks because you're doing this, which this guy's incompatible to this. Fix this. Do a drill on this.
Yeah.
It's specialized, what do you call it? Information. Like find the weaknesses, fix the weaknesses. Right? So, but you cannot get a coach from day one. The better time to get a coach is after you've done it for like 1 or 2, 3 years.
On your own.
Right? Yeah, on your own.
Yeah,
So I feel like-
that's what I mean. Yeah.
So I feel like the mentorship / coaching route to getting somebody to be pro is better than, hey, here's how you start. This is what you do when you start. I think that's not going to work. I think you should just leave a kid alone, let the passion take him along CS or whatever it is.
Leave a kid alone. Firstly, leave a kid alone when? At what age?
Dude, I don't think age matters.
Yeah.
I think 7, 10 is also fine. Because I started Dota very early.
Right, but at least primary education is necessary. For example, to be able to learn language for that matter, to be able to communicate with people for that matter, you need to have some form of formal education. You don't agree with that?
I mean, see, it again depends on the topic, right? The more dry a topic, the less likely it is that you need school. What you do need is an alumni network. Like if you're playing alone in isolation in your room, you're going to be a useless person. Like your social skills are going to be poor. Yeah. So what I'd rather do is pick you up and tell you, bro, you're an esports guy. You want to do CS. Let me put you in a room with 1,000 other CS guys.
Yeah.
Okay. You form friends. You form networks. You compete against each other. Your cohort will teach each other better, techniques on LAN. And it needs to be a physical thing. It cannot be an online thing.
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to take a friend out and bunk class and go eat some food and come back. Right? Or go out partying or whatever. So those things I think are more important. And with language, I mean, we did a long episode on language yesterday. A kid becomes fluent with the language by the age of 3. It is human and innate to be able to pick up a language.
Right.
It is biological, not cultural. Yeah. Right? Now, what you're talking about is written language. Written language and formal education. I feel that is important, but it's more, again, it's coaching now. Because somebody has already learned some amount of language. When a kid goes to school for the first time, it's not like the kid can never form words. Yeah. The kid will know some amount of language.
Right.
And what the teacher does is, okay, now formalize it. Now let's go through basics. What is A? You already know how to say A. Here's how you write it.
Right.
So again, it's a mentorship / coaching thing where you got to a point. Now let me get you to be the best.
And it's it's so cool because then when you put them in a network, you start seeing that every other person will have some sort of their own creative process. When I'm doing YouTube, and because that's how it works, I try to draw parallel to whatever I am doing. So I'm doing YouTube, right? And I talk to my friends. I talk to Surya. I talk to Rishu. I talk to even big Ashish Chanchalani and everybody. And I ask them, can I see you doing what you do? Just can I see you and visit? And I start
shadowing
that, everybody has this different kind of just to get the shit done. And you can just pick and choose. And it's amazing. It's the best thing.
Yeah. It's more about access, dude. The challenge is not about formal education. It's more about, do I have access to the best mentors? Do I have access to seeing the best in the world behind the scenes? And I feel now with the entire creator economy and people having their own audiences, that is now possible.
Yeah.
Right? So I feel
yeah, and people are very interested. Before the podcast, we talked about the workshop that I did, and in that workshop, I told them, मैं तुम्हें कुछ सिखाने नहीं वाला हूँ. You are coming in my workshop. मेरे workshop में I am going to lay all of my tools down, and now you're gonna pick and choose. I'm just gonna tell you that this exists. You can do whatever you want to do with it. And these guys were extremely curious, and they started applying it immediately, and they started tweeting at me and everything. And it's crazy. But talking about something I need your opinion on this. When I said help the kid discover themselves or whatever, how do you think that is possible? Do you think that'll be more expensive? That'll be cheaper? Maybe we can do this, that. That's where मैं थोड़ा सा stuck हो गया. It's so difficult.
In terms I'll give you a kid who has a dilemma between, should I become a cricketer? Should I become whatever CSGO expert, or should I become great at say 3D modeling? I'm just giving you 3 random examples, right? The thing is, even the kid is not equipped to figure out which is the best, right? You don't know what the future of each holds. You don't know which is going to be good. And I know this sounds dumb coming from me, but I think it's a lot to do with luck. You just pick one, you commit to it, and hope that industry does well. And whatever you pick up from that industry, you should be able to cross-use it with other industries. I feel I mean, you can never tell, dude. You can never tell what does well. And everything has its own peak and then trough.
Yeah. पर वो फिर specialization आ ही जाता है ना हर जगह.
नहीं, but Varun, here is the question on the specialization versus the generalist idea. What do you think is a better option given what guesses you have made for the upcoming decade, what do you think is a better approach towards things, being a generalist or being a specialist? Because you just mentioned that if I choose this particular domain to specialize in, I am hoping on an ounce of luck so that this domain survives, there are, like, for example, there is work there in the domain for the next 10 years. So what do you think would be a better approach?
I think there's a this is not a all or nothing kind of question. Like I think there's going to be some amount of specialization that you need to do, and there's going to be some amount of generalization. Let me give you an example from Dota. I'm a generalist in the sense I can play any hero, okay? But with a few, like 2-3 heroes, I'm damn good. Like those are the heroes I pull out. Like those are my trump cards, like my main heroes. I only pull them out when I really, really need to. Right? So I think the world is the same, right? Like with English, you need to be a generalist. Yeah. Right? I think you should be able to, and with, for example, conversing with other people, you need to be a generalist. Right? You need to learn a bunch of different techniques. You can't only be good at like one specific thing. But with say, and by the way, you might think English is not related to a career, but it obviously is. Like all of us know that.
Of course,
English
communication is the most important part of and
exactly.
It's a lingua franca, right? So like, what other language are you expecting to have a conversation with?
Exactly. So the thing is, with specialization, for example, you decide, okay, I'm going to become a YouTuber. Okay. I think you guys know this. I know this too, which is that when you start on YouTube, you can't talk about everything because people will not know what your positioning is, right? People have to put you in some category. That's the world does that. They put you in a box. Yeah. For example, when I started doing the 3D stuff, people are like, am I an entrepreneur? Is Varun an entrepreneur? Or is he a VFX guy? Yeah. They couldn't put me in a box. So I unfortunately had to choose, even though I can do both. I had to say, well, I stick to this box because the general public is usually going to be like, I don't know what, because they're busy, right? So, and plus they don't have the effort to sit and, go through 50 of your videos and say, whoa, who is Rav or who is Ocus? They don't have that energy. So essentially, I had to pick one thing and say, I'm going to go deep dive into this. I'm only going to talk about this. You know me as this kind of guy. But once you start hitting scale and you hit the numbers, then you can start talking about more things. So I think the best approach is specialize first with a little bit of generalism. When you get to a scale, when you get to a point in life, then you can do multiple things. You can look at this in Elon Musk's career. You can look at this in Bill Gates' career. They did one thing for a very long time. Now they're doing multiple things. Once they get to a certain level of scale. Where the scale is where you can say, okay, now I'm done with one thing and I can do multiple things. For each person, that's different.
To specialize first and then dabble with other things.
Yeah.
That's a very good advice for a YouTuber as well.